Hello everyone, this is Laura for Crafty Not Shifty. Usually around the 19th I have my Love From Lizi card kit unboxing, and I have a couple bits here from the card kit, but I knew that during the time that I would normally film my unboxing and make my 10 cards, I knew that during that particular time period for this month's kit, I was going to be going on holiday, so I decided to film this before I went away so I'd be able to share it with you on the 19th when the card kit is released to explain why I don't have a full unboxing and also give you a little bit of a tip as to how I travel with craft supplies. There is an awful lot of stuff on my desk right now. I'll clear it away and I'll show you how I pack when I'm going away and when I'm going to be working with products, and I'll also show you the bits that I have here that I got a little bit early from the Love From Lizi card kit. There'll be a full unboxing over on Lizi's channel and I'll have a link to that in the description below in case you want to check out everything that comes in that kit. Okay, so first up are the selection of items that I was able to get my hands on in advance from the Love From Lizi card kit. As I say, a full unboxing will be on Lizi's channel, but I'll show you the pieces that I have and that I'll be using on my travels to make my 10 cards. So we've got this infinity stamp, which means you can repeatedly stamp it kind of next to itself and just make this image as big or as small as you want. And then we've got a border version, a couple individual snowflakes, and we've got Hello Winter and Let It Snow. To go with that, we've got a falling snow stencil, which is really pretty. We have a whole bunch of these little acetate silver words. So we've got Noel, love, Christmas, wish, joy, and peace, which are really lovely. I have a full-size bag of the sequin mix. Isn't that just beautiful? I love this, and the sample size of this will be available in the kit. Then we have this adorable little star die, so I'm taking that with me. I am taking a small die cut machine. I've got a couple of these felt snowflakes, some specialty cards, so there's mirror board, acetate, vellum, and glitter. Then I have some washi tape here, which has Happy Christmas in a silver pattern. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 6x6 patterned papers that I'm going to take with me, and these are just gorgeous. I'll kind of flick through them quickly so you can see just a little bit of each of those designs. And then here I have some pop-out tags, and these are on like a really nice, it feels almost like it almost feels like material. It's got like a nice texture to it. So we've got some pop-out tags and then some stickers. So all of this is coming with me as a little bundle, and I'll keep that together in this little bag. And I will be transporting everything in this Misti bag. So I'll start at the back here and show you how I'm going to fill this up. You can kind of see mine is pretty well loved. It comes with me on my travels and has come in useful a few times. So there's a big pocket at the back here that I've just dropped that Love From Lizi stuff into. And I'll kind of just keep that in there so I know exactly where it is and it's all together. I've picked out a couple different colours of Simon Says Stamp ink. So I've got Scuba, which is something I'm definitely hoping to do while in Mexico. Blue Jay, Jelly Bean, and Mint Candy. It seems so strange to me filming this and talking about going on holiday when by the time you see this video it will sadly be over, which is quite unfortunate. But these just tuck in really nicely into this little pocket. It's got this elasticated piece, and you can actually fit a full size, you know, the Tim Holtz mini ink cube tins. You can fit one of those in there really easily. It stretches nicely. I could probably get a couple more ink pads in there, but I'll stick with the 4. And then for the top section, I'm actually going to use that to keep all of my card bases. I've gone ahead and pre-cut and scored a whole bunch of card bases, just plain white, some top folding, some side folding, and then I also have a few different panels of some white cardstock, and then just a couple colours that I felt would go with the patterned papers in the kit. These are all cut just to be standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so they'll completely cover a card base, or I can use those to create panels and different things to go on the fronts of my card. As I mentioned, I am taking my mini die cut machine, so I have the plates for that, and I'm just going to go ahead and tuck those in there as well. Now for this zip section, I like to keep all of my essentials, as well as the die that I've got from Love From Lizi. I've got a couple other dies here, and I've just got one of these magnetic chipboard pieces that I got in a Gina K kit, and I've just attached a couple of dies that I think I'm going to use while I'm away. I've made sure that they will all fit inside this small die cut machine, and I'll just pop those in there. And having that magnetic board just helps to keep everything together and helps to make sure that I won't lose things in my hotel room. So I'm going to keep all of my adhesives. I've got some foam squares, and I've also got a smaller roll of foam tape, so it's a little more travel friendly than those kind of big mama rolls that you might have seen me use. I'm also going to take my VersaFine Onyx Black and my Gina K Amalgam ink, so one in the full size and one is a mini. And I could probably go ahead and pop those in there, but I'm not ramming this completely full, so I know that I've got space to kind of put things where I like, which is nice. This bag really does hold a lot. I've got my Tombow Extreme Adhesive. This is something that I got for my birthday at the end of August, and I've really been enjoying using it, so I'm going to take this and a refill because I don't want to be enjoying myself in Mexico, chilling out in my hotel room, making some cards and running out of adhesive. It's not ideal. I have a few other things that I'm saying are somewhat essential. I've got my Connect glue, a white gel pen, a pencil, a glitter pen, which is always good to have. I've got an eraser, a bone folder, a long stamping block, a ruler, a craft knife, and just a mini spritz bottle as well. Then I have my mono sand eraser because I'm going to make a mistake at some point. I've got some Heffy tape so I can help to hold my dies in place, maybe use it for some masking on my cards as well. I'll just pop that in there. And then finally, another acrylic block, more of a standard shape this time, a pair of scissors, and of course my stamp cleaner. So I'll just pop all of those in there and this will zip up nicely. And then I can close this section up. I know I'm finished with this side. So then this middle section here is perfectly sized for your Misti. So I am going to go ahead and pack my Misti. And there's quite a lot of room in here. I think you probably could fit 2 in there, or you could put maybe your mini in there as well. But I've got a couple stamp blocks with me and my Misti, so I think I'm set for my stamping. So you can see there's quite a bit of room in here still, but I'll work on this side now. So you have these removable pouches, which are really great for colouring mediums, and that's what I'm going to use them for. I've printed off and downloaded one of the Kit and Clowder free colouring classes. I have got a couple of their classes that I've signed up to. I'm taking the free one away with me. And I've gone through the class list and I've pulled out all the different marker colours that it tells me that I need. And I knew that I had the majority of my markers were Spectrum Noir. So there's some kind of guides in there that help you to pick out exactly what you need, depending on whether if you've gone for a colouring pencil class, it might have Prismacolor. It might have a couple other brands that you might own, or if you pick an alcohol marker class, it will have a Copic list and maybe a Spectrum Noir list. I'm not sure if there's some others in there as well, but it's really useful to have that comparison. And there's a whole bunch of comparison charts on the Kit and Clowder website as well, so you can convert the colours that you're being told would work well in the class with a product or a brand that you have, so you can find the comparable match. Anyway, I went through and picked out all the colours that I'd need. I've also got some finger daubers to go with the inks that I've brought along, so I can do some ink blending through that stencil. And I'm just going to pop these in here and then Velcro that in place. Then I have the rest of the markers that I'll put just into this other little tab here. This way I've kind of grouped the markers into the colour family, so if I'm working on the more reddish pink areas of my colouring class, I know that I can pull out this bag. If I'm working on more of the blues and the greens, I can pull out this bag, and then that way it kind of keeps everything organised, so if I'm colouring by the pool or on the plane, I don't have to take too much with me at any one time or pull too much out. So finally we have this last, oh, I've left something in here. We have this last little section here. I've got a couple of stamped panels. I tend to do this sometimes when I get a new stamp set, or sometimes when, like this one, I have a stamp set that I've had for a really long time and never got round to using. I'll go ahead and stamp them out onto some paper. I'll use an ink like Gina K's Amalgam ink, which will work well with watercolour or alcohol ink or colouring pencils and Gamsol. So no matter how I end up deciding to colour this, I know that the ink is compatible. And I'll just keep a whole bunch of those in here for when I get a couple minutes and I just want to entertain myself. I have a small craft mat that will fit inside here. This craft mat was actually, I tell a lie, it doesn't fit in there. It fits in with my Misti. This craft mat was actually slightly larger than this bag when I first bought it, but I actually went ahead and trimmed it down just using a really strong pair of scissors, so it fits nicely for when I'm traveling. So if I'm using a craft knife, I don't need to worry about damaging any hotel furniture, and I'm not going to get myself into any trouble. Here I have that colouring class. So this is the image that I'll be colouring. Hopefully it will look something like this one in the background here, and there are all these different steps and the colour charts for what you need, and there's also a video that goes along with it as well, so it kind of talks you through the step, and I'm hoping that I can get some wonderful tips. I've heard really great things about these classes, so I'm looking forward to finally getting around to taking my first one. So I'll just pop all of that in here, and then the last things are my mini die cut machine. This won't fit in the bag, but I will be taking that with me. And then finally, my paper trimmer. This, believe it or not, I can actually fit inside this bag, and I can zip this whole thing up and keep everything in here. This is, or the majority of this is going to go into the hold, so I don't need to worry about liquids, I don't need to worry about having kind of sharp objects and scissors, and I'll just take a couple of my pencils and one of those images onto the plane with me so I have something to entertain myself with. But this is it. This is how I craft on the go. This is how I fit everything into my bag. As you can see, there's a bit of room kind of over on this side here. It's not quite as full as this side. And when I'm carrying this, if I'm in a hotel or wherever, I just go ahead and pop my die cut machine on the top and use the handles, and it keeps everything together. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing this. I hope you've got some inspiration of the types of things you might want to take with you if you're crafting on the go. I'm realizing at this point I've forgotten one very important thing, and it's because I'm using it right now, and it is a travel light. So this can be really great when you're working in an area that has low light. This one just charges up, and then you can go ahead and tap the button and you get all these different levels of brightness with the light. So that's going to be really useful when I'm working in a hotel room, which sometimes don't have the best light. And I'm going to take my camera with me, and I'll have 10 cards to share with you, hopefully, depending on how distracting the beach and the margaritas are. I'm hoping to have 10 cards to share with you using my Love From Lizi kit and the items that are included in this bag, and hopefully I'll be able to share an update on my Kitten Clouder colouring class on my Instagram. So do check for that in a couple weeks. Who knows when I get round to posting that or finishing that up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again soon. That's all from me. Bye for now.